What a great afternoon it is to be here again to talk about the issues that matter. And of course, it's on Tuesday. It is in the nation's capital, Monrovia. It's inside Liberia on Kia Radio 95.9. And we are grateful that you have joined us from Maserado County, wherever you are. District 1 up to District 17 in Maserado. If you're in Bombing County and you're getting us live as well, you are in Grand Cape Mount, or maybe you are in Bapolu or Magibi County, Grand Bassa, wherever you are, it is important for us to again talk about all of the issues that matter to Liberia. So my name is Morris Desmond Brown, and I'm here running you up until 5:50 this evening. So we have a lot to do, a lot to talk about. However, this is the best thing we can do, and we can only continue to do it to the best of our ability. Welcome, folks. So let me welcome those of you on watching us live on Facebook. Just leave your comments right on our live Facebook feed, and we'll read them out for you. So it's good to be here, and of course, today is Tuesday. It is the 4th day of the month of March, and the year is 2025. Share the video, those of you that are watching live on Kia Network on Facebook and on YouTube. Share it. Share, let others join the broadcast this afternoon. So let's give you a lineup of what's going to happen from now until 5:50 this evening. We'll talk about the cabinet retreat that ended yesterday. I will tell you some of the things that came out of the cabinet retreat by the president. We'll look at some other issues. We'll look at the issue of the economy. We'll look at a few other things. And we're going to do our best to give our input to some of the issues that have happened, that are happening, and how we can better our country, Liberia. And so, thanks that you've joined us. Thankfully, we are here on Kia Radio 95.9. We are right opposite the BTC Barrack, adjacent the Raditan Market. Please leave your comments right on our live Facebook feed. And those of you that are watching, please share the video. Let others join as well. Too many things to talk about. And like we said, tomorrow the flyers is up already. That flyer is up. Tomorrow we are having a guest. And we intend to have another guest on Thursday. So tomorrow we have Mr. Baron Brown will sit with us. Mr. Baron Brown is the former media supervisor in the office of the Battle Speaker Fonanti Kofa. And also he will be candidate in the upcoming 2029 elections in district number 8. So we'll talk national issues. We'll come back to the district. Imagine Kia Radio is situated right in district number 8. So so we'll talk all of the issues surrounding district 8, the politics of district 8. So that discussion will come up tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. So those of you who are lovers and residents of our district number 8 in Maserado County, you have a very good discussion tomorrow. So Mr. Baron Brown will sit with us tomorrow, and we'll talk about the issues. We'll talk capital building matter. We'll talk about national issues, and then we'll come back to narrow down to the district. So it's going to be fascinating. The flyer is out there already. So just wanted you to know exactly. So shortly we will go around the world and see whether we can get you bits and pieces of news. If we can't, we'll come right to Liberia and start to talk about the issues. Yeah. So I'm Morris D. Brown, and thanks for joining us here. And trust me, folks, too many things we got to do. And Liberia is, we are gradually getting there. We are gradually getting there. And of course, Liberia will not remain the same. We will continue to have these healthy conversations, and they will lead our country to a greater place. When we keep talking and we can talk the issues that are very important, we can all just continue to do what we know how to do best. So Liberia is going to flourish. Let's be hopeful. Let us not be pessimistic. Let's be optimistic that things will happen the way we want it. So let's go around the world, take bits and pieces of news and come back. Yeah, we will do just that right now. So let's just take bits and pieces of news for you. Leave your comments right on the live feed. Those of you watching, please share the video. Let's go to Ukraine. I'm told the U.S. government has paused their aid to Ukraine. Let's see some of the reactions right here. Ukrainians have voiced their shock and dismay at the U.S. pausing its military aid to the country, what one politician called dangerous situation. Well, I see very soon the serious consequences, dangerous consequences. Oliskant Marizonko, who chairs the Ukrainian Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee, told the BBC Breakfast on Tuesday morning. Mereskot said the pause could start having an impact on the ground as soon as in the coming days. Ukraine woke up to the news on Tuesday that the U.S. was pausing and reviewing its military aid. The White House told the BBC U.S. news partner CBS its reason for doing so was to ensure that it is contributing to a situation or a solution. The president has been clear that he is focused on peace. We need our partners to be committed to that global as well. The White House official added, while the U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky have yet to comment, Ukraine Prime Minister Denis Shahar said his country is still willing to cooperate with the U.S. His country is still willing to cooperate with the U.S. and to reiterate Kiev's gratefulness to Washington for their support to date. Yeah, I mean, I know Ukraine will have nothing extra, but they just let's go back to the United States. U.S. President Donald Trump is set to deliver a speech to Congress on Tuesday evening in which he is expected to discuss new U.S. trade tariffs and the war in Ukraine. The televised address scheduled for 21-hour Eastern Time will be Trump's first major speech since his return to the White House more than 6 weeks ago. His team will be the renewal of the American dream, Fox News reports, and it will have 4 sections. From accomplishment for far in his second presidency, the economy, funding for border security, and Trump's plan for global peace. It comes after Trump imposed sweeping tariff on Canada and Mexico, promoting a fall in stock markets while pushing all U.S. aids to Ukraine. Let's go to Serbia. There is something happening there as well. Can we get it? Chaos as MPs throw smoke grenades in Serbia's parliament. At least 3 Serbia MPs have been injured after opposition members threw smoke during a chaotic session inside the country's parliamentary building on Tuesday. Politicians were seen on live television clashing with security and launching tear gas in an apparent show of support for student protesters. Demonstrations sparked a rally station roof collapse that killed 15 people and 4 months old ago have morphed into a wider movement that pressed the biggest threat to the Serbian government One of the injured MPs suffered a smoke and in a critical condition. According to the speaker, Serbia is raising up from the regime to fail. We read a banner unfurled on the chamber's floor. Yeah, so I mean, chaos is everywhere. Chaos is everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Let's take this one news from Africa, and then we'll come back to talk about the issues in Liberia. 1-year-old man raped during Sudanese civil war, UN says. Our men are raping and sexually assaulting children as young as one during Sudanese civil war, says the UN Children's Agency, the UNICEF. So traumatized are the survivors that someday the sea have tempted to end their lives. Mass sexual violence has been widely documented as a weapon of war in the country's nearly 2 years conflict. The UNICEF report is the first detailed account about the impact of rape on young children in Sudan. A third of the victims were boys who typically faced unique challenges in reporting such crimes and seeking the help. UNICEF says that although 221 rape cases against children have been officially reported since the start of the war in 2024, the true number is likely to be much more higher. Sudan is a socially conservative country where huge societal stigma stops survivors and their families from speaking out about rape, as does the fear of retribution from armed groups. The UNICEF report provides an appealing window into the abuse of children in the country's civil war. Problem everywhere. Let's come back home and talk about the issues here. It is very, very important. Very, very important. Let's see whether we can take words from some of the people doing business with us. It's very, very important for us to do. So let's do it now. When we come back, we will talk more as we go along. There are too many things to talk about today. Too many things to talk about. So yeah, too many things.
This is Amazing Care Home Health Services. This is a home health agency. We send nurses and home health aides to patients' homes and take care of them from medical and non-medical services for them in their homes. So that's what we're doing. This is the office space where the high-end process is rendered.
Also the assisting admin at Amazing Care. I've been with this company since 2014 when we were making nothing. And we were literally in the basement of our apartment. This is how growth have brought us this far. 2-bedroom apartment, and we were literally using the basement and the garage space to carry on this business. And because of growth, we moved here on 2019, and we've been here since 2019 doing this. And God has been so faithful along the way, and we're still going strong. You can see this is the office of Amazing Care. We want to welcome the Care Network in here.
SOG. Are you looking for that special furniture or electronic appliance that give your home or office beauty? Now visit Cozy Home for the latest beds and decks, chairs and tables, or that special TV, air condition, or other electronic products for the best price in town. Cozy Home is on the 3rd Street Sinker opposite All Education Ministry with all that you're looking for. Call us on 0887-111-101 or visit us on the 3rd Street Sinker. Cozy Home, the best in town for furniture and electronics.
I say, my people, you're not hear about the Liberian owned business called Jessica Incorporated, right on UN Drive in Clay Street?
Small. What kind of place business you talking about again, so?
I'm talking about our own Liberian business called Jessica Incorporated, right down Clay Street before UN Drive intersection.
My man, tell me more about Jessica.
I say, my people, Jessica specializes in entertaining and delicious food, so local food like kabodi and all. They get European and Western dishes with all kinds of special finger food, man, and they can do free delivery for their customers. Not all. Jessica get one nice and decent guest house fully air conditioned with unlimited Wi-Fi services. The people motto are value for cheap, yeah, and they're home far away from home.
Hey Jessica, that place like my meal spot now.
Call Jessica today on 0775-762-906. My Liberian people, let's promote our own Liberian business, Jessica Incorporated. It is the #1 sub center for your small operation.
Everybody pot balling, my pot can ball.
When your pot not boiling, run down to Price Master to give that heat that will make it boil till it's really boiling.
Oh yes, Price Master is the solution to that boiling problem, bringing into Liberia high quality American products for different needs.
At Price Master, we have life-saving drugs for that long-standing health complication. We are restoring life through the Price Master Drug Center on Camp Johnson Road for affordable prices or cost.
That's not all. Price Master has cosmetic, furniture, electronic, and other appliances for homes, schools, and offices. Price Master also got the baby's cover with nutritional food, water, toys, and many more.
Price Master is located at Camp Johnson Road and Perry Street intersection, or you can call us on 0886 552 304 or 0775 323 761, or better still WhatsApp us on +231 770 390 441.
Price Master, the master for all American food, medicine, furniture, toys, cosmetics, detergent, and many more.
Welcome back. We had to take that break. It was very important, and so all of the people there do business with them. And we also want to invite you to our Sunday conversation with our vision bearer, the CEO that comes on 7 Labyrinth time. Yeah, 7 o'clock Labyrinth time. And you are very welcome to listen to 95.9. And of course, you will be glad you did. Yeah, so it's very important. Let me recognize a few persons that are watching. Mr. Moses Kessley, Mr. Moses Kessley of the uh, National Commission on Higher Education is watching us, and Mr. Josh Cross of Osise is also. Thank you so much, my brother. But again, we want to encourage you to leave your comments. Those of you, leave your comments right on our live feed. Tell us where you're watching us from. It's very important. You can watch us live on Facebook on Kia Network and on YouTube Kia Network as well. And you'll be glad that you can watch the show very, very clearly. But again, folks, I want to welcome you to the Tuesday's edition of the program Inside Liberia. And of course, there are too many things to talk about, too many issues to talk about, but we will actually be throwing light on the main issues that surrounds the presidency, and that is the retreat. There was a cabinet retreat held yesterday where the president made some statements and he gave some directives. We'll be looking through some of the directives, some of the things the president have said. I know some we have to critique, some we have to commend, some we have to ask some questions. So we'll be asking some hard questions. You can join us to ask those questions. You can join us to commend the president if some of the issues that he, have recommended are commendable. We'll commend the president, and we will go on to talk about other issues. But let's give you some breaking news that are coming in. The Justice in Chamber of the Supreme Court has ordered the release of the political leader of citizen movement. I think something, Mr. Musa Belete, who is the chairperson of the minority bloc. He calls they call that particular SAR the Rule of Law Caucus. So he is the chairperson of the Rule of Law Caucus and also a political leader of a party. And his son was allegedly accused of being in possession of drugs and illegal firearms. And that case went before the judge. The judge, after Peace Belete spent months in prison, the judge ruled that he should be free on bail, and he was free on bail. And after some political tension arise in the country, there are so many persons who believe that Peace Belete should not be free, should not be passing, where others are still behind bars, or while others are still behind bars, and he is being let out of prison. That was an affront according to some people. And activist Martin Colley was one of the persons that raised the issue, and the government moved swiftly to have rearrested Peace Belete and sent him back to the Monrovia Central Prison. I'm sure his lawyers have been doing some background work. They've been trying to work behind the scene, and we've just been told that Peace Belete has been order released. So Peace Belete has been released on bail. The Justice in Chamber has said they should release him, and so that is it. And we also have a breaking news coming in from ECOWAS. We'll also break that news for you only on Kia Radio, you can have all of these things at about this time. So I want you to get glued to your radio. There are several things breaking. There are several things coming in. We want to read out what ECOWAS said. The ECOWAS Parliament doing its preliminary seminar in Lagos today debated a briefing presented by Senator Edwin Snow regarding the recent action taken by the majority bloc of Liberia House of Representatives to recall certain members of the Liberian delegation. The House majority bloc has recently decided to elect new members and subsequently communicate this decision to ECOWAS Parliament. Following Senator Snow's briefing, members of the ECOWAS Parliament commented on the matter, emphasizing that the body is an independent institution and cannot make decisions that will contravene its established laws and procedures. However, no definite decision was reached today on whether to approve or reject the request from the Liberian House of Representatives. Meanwhile, the ECOWAS Parliament has formally responded to Liberia House of Representatives regarding the request to replace the current delegation. The body stated that the communication from the Liberian House has been referred to the Secretary General for further review and a final decision. So that is what happened today at the deliberation. It was part of the deliberation at the ongoing summit in the ongoing section in Lagos, Nigeria. And so, like I said before, and I will say again, Liberia is getting lawless by the day. And we must be very careful on how we go about doing some things. It exposes the country negatively to the world. You know, for our people here to take a decision, I read you the laws that govern ECOWAS. The ECOWAS Parliament has its own laws. And when you are elected as a leader of your country or as a parliamentarian of your country, and your country send you, and you go there to take the oath of office, that is the affirmation. You pledge your support to the ECOWAS Parliament and blah, blah, blah. You do all of that. That tenure, your tenure starts for 4 years. So if you are sent in 2024, your stay there will be up to 2028. So I showed you the law the other day, and I read the law for you, the ECOWAS Parliament law that states that. And so the ECOWAS Parliament have said they are an independent institution. So they cannot take a decision that will contravene the laws of their country. So, I mean, the laws of that body. So, again, it is clearly just saying, if, from what I just read, from the statement from ECOWAS, it tells you directly that ECOWAS is saying, we don't want to get involved with your politics. These people have already taken oath under our law as ECOWAS Parliament. So we have endorsed them until 2028. So we can do nothing. But for prudence and for cordial working relationship, we have forwarded your communication to the Secretary General, who will advise. But trust me, because from their statement above, you can know that ECOWAS is not happy. That there will be people who have gone to take affirmation. They are already seated, and you have this situation where the people have to come back to say, oh, we send new people, accept them, and blah, blah. I mean, Liberia is just, I don't know why we continue to disgrace the continent of Africa. Why we continue to do that? I don't know why we continue to do that. Why we continue to do that? There were several things that this current legislature is doing that is not in the interest of the country. Several things. And the current people in in the stairs of the legislature, who are the leaders of the legislature, must be careful, or else they may derail the true essence of the legislature, especially the House of Representatives. Because if we have a situation where members of the legislature are suspending their colleagues, quote unquote, and they have asked the finance ministry not to pay these people have taken their complaint to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court have invited the Comptroller General of the Republic of Liberia and the finance minister to appear and show cause why they did not pay these people, what laws of the country gave them the right not to pay these people. So they are appearing. The justice in chamber ordered them to appear. Now, all of these things makes the country rule of law so fragile. Because when people are supposed to be making laws and they are the same one breaking the laws, then it is a problem. So ECOWAS is saying we can't be part of your internal wrangling. This group of people that are already here will remain here. That is the simple thing they are trying to say. And wait for the full communication that will come from ECOWAS. It will tell you directly it will tell you similarly what I'm saying to you. There will be no change. Because it is clear that when you don't do the things rightly, it is a problem. These people already went before ECOWAS. ECOWAS endorsed them. They went through the formal protocol, whatever they can do there, take the oath of affirmation or whatever. Everything was done in full glare. And you expect the people to revise the decision they made by allowing these people to take the oath of office to remain ECOWAS parliamentarians? You think they can just reverse that decision? No, it doesn't work that way. And so the current legislature and the people in the driving seat should be very careful. They should be very careful. What they are doing is disgracing the country. It's actually disgracing the country. We have representatives from Liberia who are already representing Liberia at the ECOWAS Parliament. Why should you? This brings division. It brings division. It brings division. Because others are not happy the way things are going. You recall your colleagues. They should come back. That you have elected new set of officials who will represent the country at the ECOWAS Parliament. ECOWAS is saying they don't want to be part of your internal wrangling because they know that there is an internal wrangling that is happening in the country. They say they don't want to be a part of it. They don't want to be a part. So the group of people that are already there, they might just continue to work with those people until up to 2028. This is disgraceful for the country. We can't continue to do that. This is actually disgraceful. Let me read that again, that the ECOWAS Parliament wrote. The ECOWAS Parliament doing its parliamentary seminar in Lagos today debated a briefing presented by Senator Edwin Mervyn Snow regarding the recent action taken by the majority bloc of the House of Representatives to recall certain members of the Liberian delegation. The House majority bloc has recently decided to elect new members and subsequently communicated this decision to the ECOWAS Parliament. Following Senator Snow's briefing, members of the ECOWAS Parliament commented on the matter, emphasizing that the body is an independent institution and cannot make decisions that will contravene its established laws and procedure. If you write somebody a letter and say, I want you to do this, and the person in return says to you, this thing that you're telling us to do now will contravene our laws, meaning the laws we have cannot permit us to go back to recall these people and have new breed of people inducted. These people were inducted into the parliament. They took affirmation. Like we send those people, the delegation went and they did everything that was unique enough to the ECOWAS Parliament, and they were accepted. Why should we now be making ourselves, we are disgracing this country. And if you are a Liberian and you are not standing up for this, to say what is happening at the legislature should not happen, then I don't know what kind of Liberian are you. Are you just a Liberian who follow political party or political party ideologies, or you are a Liberian who follow patriotism? Because what is happening at the legislature is damaging the image of the country. It shows lack of leadership. It shows that the legislature do not have leadership. Even if the situation depicts that we change the current group of people there, if I were in the shoes of a majority bloc speaker, Rachel Kumu, I would have left the entire situation like this until 2028. I wouldn't have thought about changing any of the delegation members. I will not change any of them for one reason. And that reason is to show leadership. To say, yeah, okay, these people probably they're not in my camp or they're not from my camp. But I will let them stay on until 2028 because it was done by my predecessor. Or it was done by somebody who I feel was legitimately in power while he took the decision. I would have just allowed a last sleeping dog life and let these people continue to represent Liberia. But in the advert, what we see is that people are writing, the legislature writing ECOWAS parliament telling them they should recall these people. ECOWAS saying we're doing this, we'll contravene our laws and blah blah. But that is what they're trying to say. It will contravene their laws. Must we show our lawlessness to countries in Africa as well? To that regional body, that continental body. Should we show our lawlessness to that continental body? No. We shouldn't reach a stage where we can expose the country this way. This is an exposure for the country in a negative sense. It exposes the country to the public to say Liberia is not a respecter of laws. So the same way they're breaking their laws, they want us to break our own law as a regional and continental body. This is wrong for that country. And we can't sit here and pamper that. No, we can't do that. If you are a well-meaning Liberian who believe in the rule of law and think that this is wrong, let it be wrong. If you got a contrary view to it, fine. But for me, I see the ECOWAS right out shows that they are just fed up with Liberia inner wrangling, that they don't want to be a part of your inner wrangling. And every country go through some little, political stalemate or whatever it is, but Liberia will show our own to the public too much. We show our own to the public. We show our own to the public. And so that is it. I just wanted you to know that. That's a breaking news for you to know exactly what is obtaining there at the ECOWAS Parliament. I thought to let you know. Okay. We are also told there is also a breaking news that the Road Fund, National Road Fund of Liberia, responsible to collect lawful taxes on petroleum products, and that return, that money is used for road development in the country, has said Shimek Oil and Gas owe the government millions of dollars, I think the tune of $3 million US dollars in debt. So, oh my God. So, all of these things, this Shimek Oil and Gas thing is been ever since Manasseh days. It ran over to the Unity Party, from Unity Party to the CDC government, and to the Unity Party government. I am not against accountability. I'm not one person against accountability. When people do wrong, they must pay for their actions. They should be retributed for their actions. And if Representative Musa Belete company's Shimek Oil and Gas owed the government that amount of money in storage storage facility or payment or whatever it was. I think they should go through what they should go through to make him to pay. If the company needs to pay, let the company pay. But all of these things did not come up until now that we are seeing Musa Belete being a very formidable candidate, a very formidable force to reckon with. And we are seeing all of these things are coming up. Political pundits will say the government is trying to awaken all of these cases because Musa Belete, I'm told, I mean, this is not confirmed because I've not heard him say so, but I'm told that he might be one of the candidates in the upcoming senatorial by-elections in Nimba to replace the former Senator Prince Johnson. So when we say the government is playing all of these tactics to raise all of these, raising these crimes and these allegations to get Musa in the web, and as it is, was in the case of his son. Musa's son was freed by a judge. It was not Musa Belete who called the judge and said, free my son. The judge, out of his own conviction, out of his own volition, saw the case that Peace Belete will be released on bail. At the end of the day, he took a decision. Now, the judge's decision is subject to review. Don't get me wrong. When a judge takes a decision, it is subject to review. You can review the judge's decision. Now, in the case where the judge allowed the man to go on bail, he did not dismiss the case. He did not dismiss the case. And in time past, after all of these things, when the judge took that decision, Peace Belete had been going to the court. I mean, then going to the court through the process and other stuff. But then other people raised the issue, political pundits said it was wrong, and Musa Belete cannot be talking about the rule of law, and his son is not working in line with the rule of law because he was allegedly, nipped for illegal possession of firearms, illegal possession of narcotics or whatever it was. So he should go behind bars. Taken behind bars. Again, he was rearrested, taken to the Monrovia Central Prison. He was there. They filed a complaint before the Justice in Chamber to review the decision made by the Justice Ministry. And again, it was clear that the Justice in Chamber said the man should be released. So when the government got to be careful. Before some of the things the government doing turn out to be a witch hunt. If the government is not careful, the government need will be in the public for witch hunt. The government got right to prosecute cases, but let the government be careful when cases are before the court and the court is deciding. Let the court decide. Let the court to decide. If you start to get netted or you start to get involved with those cases, it prejudices the findings and the verdict of the case. It prejudices the finding and the verdict of the case, because if the government start to get involved, the government should have a lawyer who will go legally. But if the government single-handedly call for the rearrest and sending to prison of people, it is not a good sign. It is not a good sign. And I think the government needs to work on this. And it is something that they really need to look at. It's very important. It's very, very important. So that is what it is. That is what it is. Yeah, that is what it is. So I just thought to talk about these things. They are very important. Just wanted to give you this breaking news to talk about it. It's very important. It's very important. It's very, very much important for us to do. So the National Elections Commission has also done something. We will talk. Let's talk about it a little bit. the National Elections Commission. We'll come to the issue of the president's cabinet retreat. That is our main topic, so we'll spend more time on it. National Elections Commission. National Elections Commission. What has the National Elections Commission released so far? To the best of our knowledge, let's look at activities for the Nimba County senatorial by-elections are progressing day by day as both political parties and independent aspirants have begun processing their nomination packages at the National Elections Commission headquarters on 9th Street, Cinco. The budget for this by-election in Nimba is around $307,256 US. $307,256 expected to participate. That's the number of persons that are supposed to participate in the election. So the number is around 307,256 people who are supposed to go to the polls to elect a new senator. So we'll look at the budget. The budget also been estimated as well. We'll look at the budget. So the voting population in that election will be around 307,256 persons. So this afternoon, the chairperson of the by-election steering committee, Commissioner Leo Basi Bangba, had his first engagement with the press. And so he explained some of these things as well. And so some of the people who will be on the committee working will be chairperson Tipla Reeves, Waka Idukle, for Oxley, Seyon, Councillor Easton Morgan, and all the other people will be there. So they said they're still developing the budget. So they will develop the budget and they will let us know how much the country is expected to spend on the National Elections Commission in Nimba County on the by-election. So we just thought to put that out as well. Now, let's look at the president's cabinet retreat. Let's look at the president's cabinet retreat. Let me see what I can get you the voice of the president. President opening statement. The president says something. I just want to get that for you. Okay, not this one. Let's see here. Okay, let me see here. Okay, let me see whether this is it. Okay, let's see. Now, the president opening statement was very good. I mean, for the fact that the president acknowledged that it is time for the Liberian people to benefit from what they voted for. That's a very key point that I took from the president's opening statement. He went on to say there are some Sambalas and Tobias who still believe that the government would, but here is it. I think the president was in error to have referred to critics of his government as Sambalas and Tobias. if you read a book of Nehemiah, let me tell you a little bit of history on how that name came about. Nehemiah decided to rebuild the temple. And while Nehemiah was in the process, Sanballat and Tobiah were two group of people who believed that what he was doing, they will criticize it. And they were criticizing the materials used, the kind of things that were being used on the building. And they were even saying that even if a fox crawl on the building, that building will collapse. So they were critiquing. So the president said those in the public that are critiquing his government and think that nothing will come out of his government are Sanballat and Tobias. That is what the president is saying. Let's listen to the entire clip and then we'll come to make our analysis on some of the issues. So let's take it from the top. Okay, now that was the president's opening statement. In fact, the president went on to say if his cabinet ministers and directors are thinking about 2029, that all their work they're doing now is going to be focused on the elections 2029, he said no. Going forward, I am very concerned about working for the Liberian people and not for re-election. My whole focus now is to work for the Liberian people. I'm glad that the president have waken up to this. Because the other day we were here, this is the same old thing we're telling the president. We're saying the president needs to wake up. There are things happening under his feet that the government is shared into two. There is a group that believe that the old man cannot contest in 2029, so they are throwing their weight behind the Vice President Jeremiah Kun. There's a segment of the government also that still believe that they are still loyal to the president. You listen to the president just now when I play the clip. The president is saying they are confronted with a very huge problem. And what is the huge problem? The leakages at various ministries and agencies. Now, let me tell you, the CDC were confronted with similar problem. It is not a new thing. It is not just happening. The CDC were confronted with leakages of documents from various offices. People are leaking information every day. Now, some of you wonder how Matthew Colley gets information. He's in contact with people in those very offices, and they leak out this information every day. Every day. So you heard the president talk about loyalty. If you are loyal to the government and you are in the government, you'll not just leak any kind of information. But this is an entrenched systemic problem that have engulfed Liberia. It has engulfed every government that have come in the last few years. Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was confronted with a similar problem. She worked around it and she found a solution. And the solution she found was something that guided her government until she reached where she could reach in her 12 years, and she had to honorably retire. President Weah was confronted with the same problem, could not 100% take on the problem as a very grave one, and it continued to persist in his government. Several persons in the government were working for President Weah and President Weah's government, but yet they were leaking information every day. President Barker is facing similar problem. There are people in his government that are not trusted. If the president himself has sat in his little corner and understood some things, and he have understood them to me that he cannot trust some people in his government. That's what I mean. He cannot trust everybody in his government because there are people there leaking information every day. I want you to listen to the president again on this one. Then we can move on to other issues that the president talked about. So the president said there are too many leakages in the government. People are leaking information every day. And it doesn't satisfy the president to see that every little thing that probably in government space gets in the public. Yeah, I mean, some issues are supposed to be confidential for God's sake. Don't say, oh, that government are open thing. It should be that the CDC ran an open government where they found that I said they were talking to the Liberian people and say so. So you cannot run a government that every bit of everything in the government will be in the public. You cannot run the government that way. The government cannot be in a way that it runs on just everything in the public. Every government that runs their government in the public, that government is a candidate for collapse. That government is a candidate for collapse. Because if you continue to run, it's not everything. And that's why I criticize Trump. I mean, I'm a Trumpist. I love the leadership style of Trump. He's a bold person. But the meeting with Zelensky at the White House in the Oval Office was a disgrace to America. Why? Somebody say, oh, why you say so? I say, because diplomatic meetings are held behind closed doors. When there is a press takeout, it comes after the meeting in the back. You do not have press takeout at the time the meeting is happening. No. Because at those meetings, in the background, there are heated arguments, there are heated debates. There are debates that come up, people are angry with certain things, they voice out their frustration, they talk the way they talk, but because it's behind closed door, you will not know. They will trash out and they will bring out the ones that are supposed to be in the public. But President Trump and his Vice President J.D. Vance, they decided to take the meeting, a meeting that the whole world expected to come out after they had the meeting behind closed door. They come out to brief the war. It was held in the open, in the public land, with journalists there carrying it like I'm a journalist. But listen, there will be times that even at a cabinet retreat, I've been an executive mansion reporter from 2021. If there is a cabinet retreat, the president will open the section. There are few, I was there 2021 because 2021, 2022, 2023, and portion of 2024. I was an executive mansion reporter. Now, the president, what I know, the president will have the opening section and there are a few things will be talked, but when few things will be talked about. When they come to the meat of the entire retreat, journalists are put out. At the close of the day, when they're done with all of their deliberation, they speak to the press on some of the things that they have discussed and the decisions they've made. So we expected the scene with Donald Trump meeting with Zelensky. We expected that, but it was done in the open, in the full glare of the media. And the media, the way it was run, because it was live, this is where lives are not edited. You can't edit live. In terms of the actions, you can't. The way I'm on live now, I can't edit it unless the video finish. I download the video and I download it, and afterward I do the cutting of what I want to cut. But once I'm live like this, it's difficult. So everything that was being said, Zelensky going on the other side talking, Trump is telling him, shut up, it's my time to talk, and blah. All of those things were just public disgrace to America. It should not have been done. That meeting should have been held behind closed doors. The way he started with the meeting with other world leaders behind closed doors, and they came out and told the war what the world needed to know. You did not do that to Zelensky. What you did is to put it in the public. Now, why did I bring America scenario? I'm telling you that there are some things that are supposed to remain private. You can't be in the government and leaking information. It's not even good for you as a public sector. When people get to know that you are that sort of person, nobody will trust you. You cannot be in a system and be leaking information. It's like I'm in a system here and I'm leaking information outside. There will be no trust from my bosses. So you cannot be in a public space. And this one, I agree with the president. Where you don't agree with me. But once it was wrong yesterday, it should be wrong today. I found on people who were leaking information in the government. While in the government, you are civil servant, you leaking information. It was wrong. But again, Liberia is like a cycle. There are some people in the offices, they are loyal to the opposition party, they are loyal to CDC. So they are there now leaking information. When CDC was in power, the same group of people who were loyal to Unity Party were then leaking information as well to the Unity Party. Is that how we're going to run the country? And you think Liberia will rise from where it is? No. We got to be serious. We got to be a serious-minded country. We got to be a country where people look at us and take us to be serious. Look at the kind of embarrassment that is being caused at ECOWAS. This is embarrassing. It should not be happening anywhere around our political space. It should not be happening. People are just so much, angry about everything. Oh yeah, because I'm a president, I'm in vote for it, so it means you'll be leaking the information. No, but you're not doing good to yourself. You're not doing good to the country. Because if people get to know that you are the one leaking information from your office, nobody will trust you. And if your name is being promulgated, people get to know that you are the one leaking information. The next time you go to apply for a job, the people say, we didn't get a job yet. Even though the space is there, the work is there, but they will rather not work with you because you will still leak the same information. You still leak the same information. So, it's very important that the president made mention of this, and I've noticed it. All the things you see Martin they're talking about and this, that, it is being leaked. Martin, we're in the United States. We're in Netherlands. in Holland so. How is he getting information here? It is the same very people who are leaking the information. They're the same people. And it is wrong today. If you are wrong yesterday, it should be wrong today. If you are a well-meaning Liberian and you know you complain, then when CDC were in power, you are complaining that leaking information in government is wrong. Now you should condemn it too. You should say, yeah, it was wrong yesterday, it is wrong today. And I think the president spoke well. The president spoke about the issue of people working only to see 2029. The president saying no. Our quest is to work for the Liberian people. And like the other day, we're here, all of us, you that listening to the radio, you that participate on the show regularly, we all call on the president to wake up. And the president has held his first cabinet retreat in 2025. The first cabinet retreat in 2025 was held yesterday. And the president have called them to a wake-up call. Now, few things the president said will be done in the next few days to come. Let's look at a few of those things quickly before we open the phone lines. Let's look at them. So, President Boakai orders full investigation into mysterious deaths. Says clear agenda for action at cabinet meeting. Executive Marshal, blah, 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 blah. Delivering the result from the Liberian people now, not nursing political ambition for 2029. So he said that. Opening the first cabinet meeting of the year, the president issued a strong message to his ministers. He warned, if your focus is on 2029, you may respectfully resign. My priority is serving the Liberian people now. The president reaffirmed his commitment to a governance system that prioritizes national development, accountability, and urgent reforms. As part of his agenda, the president has ordered a full-scale investigation into unsolved cases of mysterious death, including the missing boys, the death of auditors, and other cases of national concern. The Liberian people deserve answers, President Boakai declaring that no case will be ignored as we will bring closure to these tragedies and ensure justice is served. The president has directed law enforcement agencies to expedite their investigation, collaborate with international partners if necessary, and provide regular updates to the public. He assured that his administration will not tolerate impunity and is committed to full transparency. In addition to the death investigation, the president laid out his administration's top priority, calling for immediate action in several key areas. 1. Economic strengthening and public finance management, closing loopholes and eliminating waste in government spending to promote fiscal discipline. Road connectivity, fast-tracking infrastructural projects, particularly in the southeastern region, to improve accessibility and economic growth. Youth empowerment, implementing innovative solutions to tackle youth empowerment and ensuring young people are given opportunities to contribute to national development. Airport security and mineral smuggling, strengthening security at Rabos International Airport following reports of illegal minerals trafficking. Accountability and governance, ensuring investigation into all pending cases of corruption and mismanagement are concluded with full transparency. The president issued specific directives for immediate action. The General Services Agency must upgrade the front of the ministerial complex to meet international standards. Street lights across Monrovia must be fully operational and not merely decoration or decorative. Immediate action must be taken to support and empower the National AIDS Commission to better serve Liberians' AIDS-affected population. President Boakai made it clear that these directives are not suggestions but mandates. He expects his cabinet to act decisively and swiftly. The time for talk is over. The Liberian people expect results, and we must deliver. The president emphasized. Now, folks, we can only give ourselves a tap on the back for this show. All of you who listen to this show, the last time we spoke here elegantly, the last time we spoke here patriotically, it was on the president. What did we say? We said to the president should wake up. Because what we're seeing was an act of laissez-faire. Cabinet members were playing laissez-faire with the people's job. They were not concerned about the deliverables. So the president came out to say all of these things will be investigated. The only thing I disagree with the president with, and I'm going to say this, is the 16 billion investigation. Told that the president even added that the 16 billion issue should be added. They should find further ways to investigate. That would be a waste of money. Because we got to a point where we had international partners coming. The FBI came to investigate. The FBI, they were here. The government hired Crow International. Crow International came, they investigated and they said there was no missing money. And if we continue to take these steps, it will mean that we want to witch hunt people. Because this case was concluded, the past government had an investigative report that was placed out to the public. I think the president meant well for the country, but the president, like he said, no financial issues that happen in the country will go concluded. That is, every financial issues that happen, financial mismanagement, financial improprieties will be investigated. I love the president for this. But let the president start with his government. Let the government start with his people. Let the president start with his own people. Let this government start with their own. The like of Mama Kability and the rest of the other people who clandestinely took the country money to run after a yellow machine that we cannot see. These people should not go unpunished. It has been alleged that even before the United Party took over, the current Minister of State went to NASCOP and took a huge amount of money to buy jeeps. It is on record. These allegations of corruption, the president should not pass on it. I know the president's quest is to make sure that corruption is dealt with accordingly under his administration, but it cannot be done with only the past government. It must be done with his own government. It must be done with his own government. There are allegations of corruption everywhere. There is also an allegation that Jake Kabakoli, the president's nephew or so, was allegedly, funding corruption while he was ORC at the National Oil Company in Nokar. And so if we want, the government should not start a war that will see, if the government should be transparent, like the president said. I agree with the president. But when you want to go after past cases of corruption, past cases of people doing wrong in the country, the missing boys, we can go through all of those investigations. They are very important. The auditors, yes, they're very important to go after. I am 100% in support of these cases that the president has asked that there should be a way to reopen those cases. I agree. I am 100% satisfied. When it comes to corruption issues, we got to be careful because you don't want a situation where your government will be seen as a government that is witch hunting. Because when your own government officials, some of them are allegedly found in corruption, and there are stories of corruption issues that their name came up in, and you are yet to prosecute them, you are yet to take them before a tribunal, you are yet to take them before a court of competent jurisdiction, then it tells me that you cannot go after the other people when you have not even retributed your own. Like you have a house and in your house, your child is, you went to a place where you saw your child or your children playing, and other people's children were there, and all of them did wrong. But the only people you want to whip first is, are your neighbor's children. You want to whip them first. Why not start with your own? Start with your own. When you start whipping your own, the way you will whip them, the other people, the neighbors will know that you are serious. So, Mr. President, I agree with you. When you talk about the cases being open, I agree. We should not ask 16 billion there because that case was concluded already. We should not go in cases that will see the government as a wish. That the government is wish hunting other people. Because Mama Kabelete, they said they were bringing yellow machine. Where is the yellow machine today? Yellow machine is not here. That was a disgrace on the part of the government. That was a disgrace on the part of the government. The government did not take action. The president did not take action. There were allegations of people changing the names of people that the president appointed at the Ministry of State with the hope of taking money from people to put their name on the list of appointment. The president did not do anything. The president did not do anything. The president did not do anything. So, all of these things are very good. Like the president said, they have talked enough, no time for talking. They use 1 year to talk, and that is what we were saying the other day, all of us. The government needs to wake up, and the government needs to start working for the Liberian people. Tin prices are up. The US rate in some places is 199. In some places it's 198. So portion of why we'll be asking you if we open the lines, we'll soon open the lines for you. We'll be asking you what's the US rate on your side. These are things that the government needs to start working on. These are the bread and butter issues that we think the government needs to work on. And we hail the president for the steps taken. About the street lights, they are very important because at nighttime, the streets are perpetually dark, and that darkness encourages criminals to get in the street to harm people. Light itself is security. When the street lights are on everywhere, it is very important, and people will be free to sell outside or to even late hours. So we hail the president for that, and we hope that these things will not just be mere pronouncements, but like he said, it is not something, it is a mandate. It is not any issue of going to sit down and start thinking of what to do. It is a mandate from the president. In fact, that's how it should be. The voice of the president should be a mandate. When the president speaks, that should be a final thing. That should be a final thing. So let's open the lines and get your interactions right here on Kia Radio 95.9. And the program is Inside Liberia on Kia Radio 95.9. The numbers to participate quickly, we are running into time 0770 573 477. Again, 0770 573 477 or 0881 871 670 are the numbers. Let's go to the line. Talk to our first caller. Good evening. Let's take this person. Good evening. Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Let's hear you, my dear brother. Okay. Thank you so much for always being a part of the show. Let's take another person. Good evening. Good evening. Well, thanks for asking. Let's hear you. Okay. Mhm. Okay. All right. We'll talk about the labor sector. We will look at the labor sector too as well on some of our editions. 0770 573 477. 0770 573 477. Please don't call my private number. Please call the numbers that I'm calling. 0770 573 477. Please walk away from your monitor. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you. Let's hear you. I'm on the radio. I'll have to call you. Yeah, go on. Go on. Go on. Thank you. Thank you for being a part. 077 0770 573 477. 0770 573 477. 0881 871 670 are the numbers you can call. Please don't call my private number. The lines for the studios are up, and that is what I'm calling it now for you to be a part of the program. Let's go back to the line. Take this person. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Mama. Masisi, welcome. Oh, man, what? Oh, how you doing, Mama? It's been a long time. Ah, oh, yes. No problem. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, no problem. Thank you so much, Mawati. Let's take another person. Good evening. Welcome. Good evening. Yeah, you got to just shift a little bit and yeah, let go. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we're hearing you. Go on. Okay, you off already. Let's take this person. Good evening. Good evening. Let's hear you. You want to walk away from your monitor a little bit. Okay, that person is off. Let me take this person. Good evening. When you call, please walk away from me. Let's hear you, my brother. Thank you so much. Let me take another person here. Uh, good evening. Welcome. Uh, is the lines are really busting, and I have a little problem with the calls right now. So all of the calls are coming in. The number to call is 0770 573 477. Again, 0770 573 477 are the numbers to call. We had a little problem just that we have to reconfigure the phone. So I know many of you are calling now. 1 minute to a caller because we have others who want to participate as well. So 1 minute to a caller. Let's go to the line. Take this person. Good evening. Good evening. Let's hear you quickly. 1 minute. Let's hear you from La Joe. Mm. Mm. Okay. 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 Your 1 minute elapsed. Let's take another person. You have a minute to the line. Quickly. Let's hear you. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, quickly. 1 minute. Let's hear you, Umaru. Umaru, you left the line. Let me take this person. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. Let's hear you. Let's hear you. Thank you so much. As you leave, we incorporate another person. The lines are actually. Let's take you. Good evening. Good evening. Let's hear you. Welcome to Kia Radio 95.9. You call from where? Let's hear you from district number 13. Oh, is it 14? Oh, okay. Yeah, Freeport is 14. Mm, mm. 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 Oh, okay. Okay, let's take our very last caller. The last caller here. Good evening. Good evening. Let's hear you. Let's hear you quickly, my brother. Mm. Oh. Okay, okay, my brother. We have to go. This is with Digital. It is by Chris Brown. And of course, folks, tomorrow is another day. The flyers are up. It's on our page, Kia Network. You can view it. Tomorrow we have Baron Brown. He goes by the name Baron. He'll be our guest tomorrow, 4:30. We'll run up until 5:50. My name is Morris Desmond Brown. I'm not taking no more calls. The calls keep coming in. And of course, Josh Gray has been here as my able producer. My name is Morris Desmond Brown. Tomorrow, same time, same station, Kia Radio Inside Liberia comes your way. I want to say thank you for your calls. Keep listening to Kia Radio. Tomorrow, we'll host Baron Brown. We'll talk about district number 8 politics. We'll talk about national politics. And we'll talk about capital building. Until then, I love you to keep the peace. Bye-bye. I'm out.